Ms. Lyles, what about you? Why is education important to you?
It's important to me because once you have it, no one can take that from you. It's yours.
I like that.
It becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of who you are, how you move throughout your day. It opens doors that you may not have ever thought that could be open.
Right.
It can do that for you. And that's why I am a big supporter of just making sure that we give our scholars the best that we can, give them as much information as we can.
Okay.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
We just want to provide as many opportunities for them to learn and grow.
You don't know what you don't know. I like that. Okay. Good answer, Ms. Lyles. Good job. Tell Kipp got some bright people over here working out here. Malik, young man, why is education important to you, sir?
Education is important to me because it's
Take your time. Take your time, man. Gather your thoughts. We're going to put some shine on you.
I know.
Get shine.
it gathers people to help us grow, and education is important because we're growing our brains harder than we have ever grown it before.
Okay, see, you
grow
took
that
my.
brain.
I like that. You put a little shine on you, Malik. I like that. You took my answer, to Malik. That tells you great minds think alike. Because I was going to say the same thing, that education, it provides growth and it provides opportunities for success. The least amount of education you have, the least amount of opportunities that you have for success. The more education you have, the more opportunities you have for success. And so that's why I made education my platform, because one, I saw too many children not getting it. And then two, it just is really necessary to become what people consider a productive member of society. So not saying you can't be productive without an education, but the more education you have, it creates just those opportunities for success. So thank you all very much for that. Back to you, Ms. Bryson. You said you were with Teach for America, right? And that's, for those that don't know, that's a program that, well, I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, it's a nationwide program, and it's actually now gone international, but it's a way to get teachers into the classroom. So they recruit typically on college campuses, but also career changers, and provide certification and supports to getting more teachers into our classrooms. We know that education starts with the teacher in front of our kids every single day, and our kids deserve the absolute best teachers. And so it is one way for teachers to find their way there. I didn't study education in school, so I had to find a route. And that was my route.
Well, that explains how you ended up in education in Atlanta, right? Because that's how you got here?
Yep, I was part of the Metro Atlanta Corps here in Atlanta.
Okay, excellent. Now, you had something in your bio that I thought was really stand out and interesting to me. It said, Amy believes in the inextricable link between health, education, and equity. Can you explain that? But before you do that, I feel like this is a teachable moment. It was a teachable moment for me. For those of you out there who don't know what inextricable means, because I didn't, I looked it up. So inextricable, it's an adjective, and it's spelled INEXTRICABLE. Inextricable, and it means to not be separated from, right? So now that everyone knows what inextricable means, Amy believes in the inextricable link between health, education, and equity. What does that mean to you?
It's this idea that, like, first and foremost, our basic needs have to be met as human beings. Needs of, air, water, food, shelter, clothing, like the literal basics have to be met for health. I also see that as including mental health. That our supports as people, and as we are growing our characters and our values and working through our struggles in life, that matters. And first and foremost, those needs need to be met. You need to feel love and connection. And with that comes education, which for many of us, we define that in like book terms. So learning math, learning reading, learning social studies, but also exploring and learning how to dribble basketball on the court or how to code, like Malik does in class. But those, you can't have one without the other. You can't have learning from a book without love for your peers and love for your teacher and with our family members. And then in terms of equity, I see this work as the civil rights movement of our time. There are deep disparities in education across not only our city, but our nation and our world.
Yes.
Who we are as people each and every day is what we bring to the table. And into a space, and that should be honored and respected and valued first and foremost.
Okay.
As a white woman who works in a school mostly serving Black and brown families and scholars, it is really important to me to name that our school is anti-racist and inclusive of all identity factors, and for any space to be welcoming. Like, if you aren't welcomed, if you are experiencing microaggressions or racist structures, like, how do you feel connected and loved and safe? How do you learn from someone who doesn't believe in your abilities and your potential? And so there is no way to have one of those without the other, and with all three being supported, that's magic. That
is magic. So all of those are intertwined together, if you will.
Yes.
And you mentioned synonyms, intertwining. We're learning a lot here today on Conversation and Education, okay? That's what we're all about here. And I heard you mention civil rights. Because that statement that you made about the inextricable link between health, education, and equity reminds me of a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. And I'm going to summarize this here, but he basically says that I have the audacity to believe that everyone has the right to an equal education and can be fed 3 healthy meals a day. You know what I mean? And so I think that's absolutely wonderful that you tie all of that into what the Kipp model is. So, and Malik, let me ask you something, because you keep doing this. You keep doing this around the table. I see you do it to your mom, to Miss Bryson. You just did it to me. I appreciate that shine, though. So can you tell our listening audience what this means?
What this means is we're encouraging each other and we're loving each other. And these are 2 of our values, and we support them a lot.
Man, Malik, let me give you some shine, man. And you're tugging at my heartstrings, little bro. You're tugging at my heartstrings, man. Excellent explanation of the shine. So we're gonna continue to shine on each other. I'm giving Miss Shavika some shine over there, because she's sitting over there. Y'all can't see Miss Shavika Mitchell. She's off camera, but she's here to support Kipp. And what is Shavika's role?
Shavika is our amazing director of operations. So she's building the ship that we're soon to sail. Okay. Well, shout out to you, Miss Mitchell, and thank you for being here also on the sideline. Try to call you out like that, not really. All right, Miss Bryson, let's get into what Kipp is. So what exactly is Kipp Academy, and for you more specifically, Kipp Soul Academy is what you all call, correct? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kipp is a national network of free public charter schools that operates across the entire country.
I'm sorry, say what now? Did you say free?
It is a free public charter school.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that correct. We won't stress that part.
There's a lot of misinformation out about charters, and there are also a lot of different types of charters, so it's an important clarification.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thank you.
And so Kipp is national. We currently have over 100,000 scholars attending Kipp schools across the country.
Wow.
And here in Atlanta, Kipp Metro Atlanta schools, Kipp Soul Academy, which opens this summer, will be the 11th school here in our city.
Okay.
And so Kipp Soul Academy is a middle school coming to the Atlanta Public Schools District.
Okay.
So for scholars who live within the Atlanta city limits, families can choose to apply for a Kipp school and have their scholar on the list to attend a Kipp school. Our middle schools are 5th through 8th grade, but we have schools kinder through 12th grade within the city.
Okay, and your Kipp Soul Academy is opening with what grades?
We are opening this summer to 5th and 6th graders.
Okay.
And then in our building where Malik goes to school is Kipp Soul Primary School.
Okay.
They opened 2 years ago, and so they're also a founding school within our city.
Okay.
Malik was the founding charge of that, and is a 1st grader now. But they are also growing from kinder 1st, and next year they will have 2nd grade as well.
Okay. All right. So, Malik, so you were a founding member, right?
Yep.
What does that mean to you to start a classroom, a school?
Well, it means to encouraging each other, and we are achieving our goals, and
Okay.
everything we do at Kipp is for a reason.
Oh, okay.
Because we're trying to grow our brains.
You trying to grow your what now?
Brains.
Brains. Okay. I just want to make sure I heard you correct. Okay.
And what it means, in my opinion, things like that, it really brings people together.
Okay. Okay. I like you, Malik. You got some really good answers over there. You learning all that at Kipp?
And from his mom.
Yeah, I told mom earlier. I don't know what she's doing at home, but
She's gonna raise my babies too.
She's doing a great job.
Thank you.
So, Mom, Ms. Lyles, what does that mean to you to have your child and even you be founders? Because you're the founding. What's your title? Student
Information Coordinator.
Information Coordinator.
I actually started out at Kipp Soul as a parent, a founding parent.
Okay.
This is my first year on staff with Kipp Soul, and what it meant for me being a founding parent is just having a network and a new community to belong to and pioneer. The principal was really good, Miss Davis, at having our voices be heard.
Okay.
We have a say in what happens in our school. There's plenty of opportunities. We have Lotus Table Talk, where we're able to discuss what's going on in our community with the principal, things that we would like to see implemented at the school. It's an opportunity for her to also explain new initiatives that are going to be rolled out.
Okay.
And, just plan events, whether it's inside or outside of the school.
That's awesome. And so as a parent, why is that important to you to be involved in all of that?
It keeps you connected. It's no way that you can have that many opportunities to be a part of the school and not take advantage of it. Even by just dropping off my son in the morning, being invited to come in and have family literacy and sit down and eat breakfast with him and read to him. The more books you read to children, the more their vocabulary grows.
Yes, absolutely.
Just having those opportunities like that. I didn't experience that at public schools.
Right.
The staff never really knew my name as a parent.
Right.
And I'm not too sure outside of, the teachers if my child was known.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't feel that at Kipp.
Okay.
They instantly, within a few weeks, they knew my name. They didn't call me Malik's mom, but they knew me by name. I was able to connect with other parents there, and just if I needed something, hey, can you help me pick Malik up this afternoon, or you want to meet up this weekend and go to a local park, go to the splash ground. It's just a really great network. Right.
And I think that is great because I've worked in a lot of different schools, and even when I was teaching at Blaylock Elementary, which Blaylock Elementary used to be Kipp Soul, they closed it in 2010.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed that a lot of times schools will do things and make decisions without really bringing the parents in and really trying to get their input, and then they roll something out, and then the parents might have issue with it, and now it's too late. So for Kipp to do that up front and have the parents connected, like you said, and involved like that, I think that is absolutely wonderful.
And an important part of what we believe is that this is our school.
Yes.
These are our classrooms, our hallways, our school. And so just as much voice and support we want from family members or community members. It's the same voice that we're having our scholars put in.
Right.
So Malik is part of shaping what his school looks like, and giving input. Like, he gives me feedback all the time. He's already putting a stamp on the middle school. But that's like, it is our school.
Okay. You got something you want to say?
Adding on to what Miss Lau said,
Take your time.
Kipp is like, we keep adding family to our legacy, and what it's bringing people together that we never knew we can bring, and it's like it's bringing people together. And Kipp is one school that I would never leave.
Oh,
We don't want him to.
Okay. Good answer, sir. I like that. You know what?
You know who helped us?
Who helped?
Miss Bryson and Miss Laws.
Miss Bryson and Miss Laws.
They both help us build our education, bring these people together with us today, and I thank them of what they did, and that is what truly Kipp is all about.
Wow.
You know, previously to learning about Kipp, I worked for a local public school.
Okay.
In the area.
Okay.
And I was a special ed paraprofessional.
Okay.
The experiences I had there and the interactions I had with my scholars and with my families, it was one that I built. And a lot of the things that we implement with Kipp were things that I wanted to implement even as a special ed para in the public schools, but I didn't have the room to do that.
Okay.
As a parent at Kipp and seeing that my values, my core values, my just goals aligned with it, I just had to be a part of it. I started writing emails. I know you're a growing school. These are the skills that I have. This is my background. I truly believe in what you guys are doing, what you stand for, what you're bringing to the community, what you're doing for families like myself. And I really, really want to be a part of it any way that I can.
Right.
If it means joining the custodial staff, I just want to be in the building.
She's saying the custodial staff.
I just want to be in the building. I want to be a part of it. Like, this is a movement that I can get behind and I really want to be a part of. That's how much I loved Kipp. I continue to love Kipp. And so I just had to be in the building. Like, just like Malik was ready running to school every day.
Yeah.
To get those yummy breakfasts and get his hugs and, you know, just to be a part of the culture. I wanted that too. I didn't want to run to my job with the state anymore. I wanted to run to the Kipp building and be a part of it. So
excellent. You had something else you want to add, Malik?
Like my mom said, it was all. I'm just wanting to come to school every day, running. You know, Kipp is one school that you would forever want to go, because it helps me learn more education than I've ever learned. And
I know you've lived a long life.
But doesn't this just like warm your heart? I mean, this is literally what it's about.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. You have a parent and a staff member, a scholar. I think this is what it's about.
Yes.
And so, like, right now, my heart is just so full and warm just hearing these things. Just because this is what we do.
Let me tell you,
and
I'm thoroughly impressed. Go ahead, sir.
And when we're doing special things at the school, I'm ready to help do anything I can to help our community do what needs to be done, and I'm willing to do stuff what I'm learning and get everybody ready for what they need to be. And when I grow up, I want to be a great businessman.
When you grow up, you want to be a great what?
Businessman.
Businessman. Let me tell you something. You on a fast track to being just that, buddy. Okay?
You looking for a job?
No, I already got one.
Now let me ask you a question. You told me off air that you have a nickname at school. What's your nickname?
My nickname is Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Is anybody shocked by that?
How dare you? I see it all over your face, little bro. You got the little fancy cardigan on. You speak intelligent, smart, good-looking young man. You're going to be Barack number 2, but I don't even want to say Barack number 2 because you're going to have to create your own and you're going to be Malik number 1. Mr. President, sir. Okay, let's move on because I'm just too impressed with you. Amy.
Yeah.
What does the acronym KIPP stand for?
Knowledge is Power Program.
Knowledge is Power Program. Let me tell you something. I've been hearing about KIPP schools for years. I've heard how great they are. I even know a couple of people that teach there. I never knew KIPP stood for Knowledge is Power Program. And when I found that out before I came to the open house February 1st, I knew I was where I was supposed to be. Okay, like that is the bee's knees. Okay, that is awesome.
It's like mind blowing.
I know, you're like, oh. And I think it goes back to, all of our whys for why education is important, it goes down to that. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
And knowledge is power is what I believe in. Knowledge is something that is a part of us already. Nobody can steal that.
Nobody can steal that. You're absolutely right, sir. And I wouldn't let nobody steal my knowledge either. You know what I mean?
Like you gotta grow your knowledge, not steal somebody else's. You use your own.
I'm putting that on a t-shirt. You need to grow your own knowledge and not steal somebody else's. I promise you I'm putting that on a t-shirt.
Wait. Did you say what? I'm trying to make sure that's clear. What?
You're trying to make sure it's good.
I said clear.
Clear. Okay. You said you have to have your own knowledge and you can't steal someone else's. Did I get that right?
Do not put it on a t-shirt, please.
He's trademarking it for his future business.
Okay, you're gonna use
Don't
that.
get
Okay, I got you. I help you copyright that. How about that? So you can get paid off of it.
Yes.
Yeah, as a businessman, I knew you would like that one, Malik. Amy, so how is KIPP different from a regular public school?
I mean, we are a free public charter school. There's some technical differences, like our hours of the day. We have a little bit of a longer school day.
Such as?
Our scholars come to school from 7:15 till around 3:40 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So that's about an extra hour and a half?
Yep.
Okay. You don't have a problem with that, Malik? Because you said you love school. You said you want to go to school. You run to school, right?
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. Staying extra hour.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, but overall, we're a school. And we're building education and building knowledge within our walls with our families, side by side and hand in hand. I would say like other things that can make us different. I think it's just like the core values that we bring to the work within KIPP. So we operate with the belief that we work through character and academics. It's not a one or the other. And so all of our schools typically have character traits and values that are part of their culture and a part of the education that we provide, which is some of that extra hour goes towards learning about how to be people, leveraging our current strengths, thinking about how are we nice to our neighbors, thinking about, well, how do I give back to my community, learning about our community. One of our values across our campus is community. So those are some of the pieces that, there's different things that make KIPP us, but not necessarily makes us different from public schools. Okay.
And do you have a little bit more freedom and flexibility when it comes to what you're teaching in the school?
Yeah, so we have our own like regional office and regional support. We operate under the umbrella of Atlanta Public Schools. We do take milestone assessments. We can leverage our own assessments as well to support that. Lots of schools across the country are taking MAP assessments, would be an example of one. We can choose to purchase a curriculum just like a district school could as well. But we do operate within our own kind of region under the district.
Okay.
Which gives us some flexibility, like to have longer hours, to have more professional development time for our teachers. I think another hallmark of Kipp, and again, not to say this is different necessarily, but something that we value and believe in is the investment in our people. I think you could hear like the experience as a parent and then as a staff member or as a student that we believe in building and developing the people who come and work for us as well. And so we do a ton of observations, a ton of feedback and coaching and development, and a lot of professional development because, like I've said already, like it's the teachers in front of our kids that are building knowledge and power with our scholars, and they need to be the absolute best that they can be. So constantly investing in our teachers is something that we really value at Kipp. Okay.
And who is eligible to get into Kipp, and what is the process like to get into Kipp?
Okay, so
student information coordinator.
It's really easy. It's really simple. The only requirement is that you live in the city of Atlanta and are zoned for an Atlanta public school. Okay. So if your neighborhood school is an Atlanta public school and you choose to come over to our school, you can visit us at kippmetroatlanta.org. Click on the Enroll tab. Click on Apply Here. Fill out a quick application. We don't ask GPA. We don't ask for your transcript. We just want your name and address, the age of the scholar, because you do have to be a certain age. If you're applying for the kindergarten program, you have to be 5 before September 1st. And then you have to be eligible to come to our 5th grade, so complete 4th grade, complete 5th grade if you're applying for our 6th grade slot. But yeah, you just go online. You can do it from the comfort of your phone. You don't have to have a computer to do it. You just go to kippmetroatlanta.org and fill out a quick little application. And then our application window is closing on March 15th, so you don't want to hesitate. Do it right now. If you have your phone, just go online, put Kipp Soul Primary Academy as your #1 ranking. Matter of fact, put that as your only choice. Be a founder. I mean, it's nothing like being from the ground and building it up. I mean, you are truly having the opportunity to leave your stamp, to build a legacy, like Malik said, on a school. When you leave that school and you look back and you're like, oh my God, like when we started, it was just 5th and 6th grade. We're on to the high school now. Like, we've left this amazing school. We've implemented our programs and brought after school programs that we wanted to as a 5th and 6th grader. Our parents were able to help mold what we did here along with our teachers. Like, it's just nothing can compare. And it's the same on our primary side, just helping to build that school. And as each year, you're growing and seeing, the building just grow. It's just an amazing feeling. So go to kippmetroatlanta.org, click on the Enroll tab, apply here, put in your address as long as you're a city of Atlanta, zoned for an Atlanta public school. So unfortunately, if you're a Fulton County school, at this time you're not eligible. But if you're zoned for an Atlanta public school, come on over. And do you all provide transportation for people to get to school? Like most charter schools, we do not offer transportation, but we are conveniently located right off of 285. Exit 12. There's a MARTA bus stop right on the corner of our school. And we also have some unique and great after school and before school options that we'll be providing for our families to kind of assist as much as we can. That sounds good. You are listening to WCEG TalkRadio.com. I am your host, Vincent Cheeks, and this is Conversations in Education. We're in studio having a #casual conversation with the community of Kipp, Principal Miss Amy Bryson, and mother and son combination, Treasurer and Monique Lyles.
You guys are providing a lot of great information. Oh, got you. Sir.
I'm not allowed.
Okay, would you please tell me your complete name, sir?
My name is Malik Kane Curtis.
Malik, what was the middle name?
Kane
Curtis. Got you, President Curtis. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate that. And I like the way you respectfully did that. I called him Mr. Loud. Y'all didn't see him, but he was like...
live feedback.
Right, so I knew I had said something wrong. But thank you for correcting me on that, sir. I appreciate that. Now, Amy, in the vision for Kipp, you all use words like courage, love, conviction, community, which you mentioned earlier, and passion. So how do these things fit into the Kipp model?
Yeah. So as I kind of mentioned, like a hallmark of Kipp is that we believe in character development and academics. And so within our character programs, we typically have values. Okay. And so the values of Kipp Soul Academy are those. Okay. Courage, conviction, community, passion, and love. In our campus, Kipp Soul Primary School and Kipp Soul Academy share two common values. That's love and community. Okay. That goes back to this idea of the inextricable link between health and education is that you can't thrive in a space that you don't feel community and connection. Right. And where you don't feel love. And so those values are really important across our campus K through 8th grade. Okay. Our other, one of my favorite values is passion. I really believe that middle school is a time where scholars are figuring out even more who they are and what they love. And so I think of middle school as this time, this fiery time of trying things out, failing, seeing something you don't like, trying a new thing that makes you a little nervous, maybe falling in love with that and starting down a path of this is what I love to do. And here's my passion, and passions lead to purpose. And once you have purpose, no one's stopping you.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you because when I was working in Bankhead at Blaylock Elementary, I discovered that my passion was working with children, which led me to my purpose going into the entertainment industry so I can build a performing arts school for opportunity challenged children. So I love that you all combine all of that and helping to pull that out of students at an early age. It's absolutely wonderful because I was 30 when I discovered my passion and my purpose. And so the earlier that you get them to thinking about that and stirring it up in them, the sooner that they can get to that.
And like I said, these are things that our scholars and family members naturally walk through the door with. And it's just about providing space that nurture and allow. You've heard Malik speaking, and he really embodies tons of these values already, and already has a really clear passion and purpose for his life. It may change a couple times from his first grade self through his first business that he creates, but that's what's brought into school, and it's just our job to create environments that let that flourish.
Okay. Malik, you had something to say?
Like Ms. Bryson said, we're bringing out passion of people that nobody ever knew. And when we do that, we're making it even, what's that word?
You got it.
Even easier to bring out the things that you love, and we can bring in the things that you can now love. And Kipp Soul has helped me a lot. They have pulled out a lot of things. I love Kipp Soul because on Fridays we have this thing called Loaded Circle.
Oh yeah.
What is it called? What is it called? Circle? Loaded Circle. Okay. And what is that?
And literally, every kindergarten, every first grade comes, we gather, and we do a little bit of things. My favorite is chant time.
Chant time? Yeah. You got a chant for us?
Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the concrete heroes, hail to Michigan, the leaders and bears. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the concrete heroes, hail to Michigan, the leaders and bears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. What is this?
You should see it live.
Mean?
Anybody who wants to join, it's at 8 a.m. on Fridays. It's also on our Instagram Live, so you should definitely come check it out.
And it's called Chant.
So Song Chants and Chant Fest are another tradition from Kipp.
Okay.
And it comes from, sororities and fraternities have this sort of ritual, like singing together and doing chants or dances together. Like the vibrations of your voice, like creates connection and heart.
Okay.
And all of our classrooms are named after universities or colleges. And so he has a Michigan chant because his class in first grade is Michigan.
Okay, and I heard him saying that, and I thought he was from Michigan. But thanks for
that's
clarity.
class chant. So classes literally get up and compete each week with who brings the most energy and zest and like love.
And I've been trying to hype my friends up, and they still not doing it.
They're not feeding off your energy.
Get up, boy. Get up.
They're not feeding off your energy because your energy is through the roof, sir. Okay.
They not. They like.
They'll win one day. Well, it's a big deal to win Songfest
and my friend Armand, the only thing that gets him hyped up is new Dragon Ball Z's. Like that junk costs too much. I'm not buying him none. You can only earn that.
Got you. Okay. You're listening to WCEGTalkRadio.com. We're here having a #casual conversation about Kipp Soul Academy. And what's the address, Miss Bryson?
Our physical address, 1445 Maynard Road Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes. So if you're interested in becoming a Kipp community member, or you have any questions or concerns, call in to the hotline 678-619-1402. 678-619-1402. Okay, so Ms. Bryson, you tout that you all have highly effective teachers at Kipp. So what are the characteristics of highly effective teachers? And I'm going to have you come into this live on that.
Yeah. The two things right now in hiring that I'm looking for are people who believe in our vision and mission, that they believe in all that is possible for each one of our scholars and for our community and for our family members. So that's really important. And then also love. Like when I'm looking at a teacher, I'm looking like, do they smile? Do they light up when they're around kids? Are they excited to find, I don't know what Dragon Ball Z totally is, so I'm going to find out after this.
That's a toy. That's a toy.
Oh, it's a toy. Maybe I don't need to know. Well, anyways, like, are they truly in love with our kiddos and with our parents and with the work we do? I ask teachers all the time, like, what book are you reading? If you want to be a reading teacher, like, what book are you reading? Right. What kids' book did you just finish reading? And how are you going to build the love of learning in that way? And so that's some of the things we're looking for that make effective teachers. And to me, that's a foundation. Like you bring that naturally to the work. And then we offer a ton of development and coaching and supports, whether it's through professional development and then through a lot of real-time feedback. So Malik gave you an example of like, so you might have a coach in the back of your classroom who's like pointing out an area you're missing, or like something of my favorite things to do with teachers is to circulate around their classroom as they're in the middle of practice time in math class and like look at the student work and pull some of it and talk with the teacher like, okay, we're noticing this mistake. What do we need to do differently to fix this right now live in our classrooms? And so there's constant development because wait until the end of class is too late. There's misconceptions for our students right then. And we're constantly growing brains. So like, let's fix it then. And that constant growth and development, we like really believe creates the best teachers in the world. You know, they come in with all that natural, if I could talk, passion and talent and love. And then we provide supports. And for some of our teachers, that's getting out of their way. Like they're brilliant and amazing as they are, and they just need the stage in front of them and the kiddos' brains.
Now, I think that's really interesting that you go in while they're teaching a lesson and I see this or I see that, and you make adjustments right there on the spot.
Yeah, every single week.
And
I like that. Go ahead.
What Kipp is one school that you would pretty much love because we have wonderful teachers, we have everything that a scholar needs to grow, and intelligence needs good teammates and good experience to grow their brains. And Kipp is one team, one family, and we are brilliant and smart.
I can't. Well, I got to give
More
you
slogans
all the
coming up.
shine. I got to give you all the shine on that one. You are absolutely amazing. Okay. So we got about 15 minutes left, and I want to get through some more of these questions so people will have a full scope of what Kipp is really about. But I want to get back to you because I want you to answer that question as an educator. What is the characteristic of a highly effective teacher?
You really have to believe in the work. You really have to have the passion for it. The same values that we want to instill and grow in our scholars have to be the same values that we as educators hold for ourselves. Children, we can tell them and preach to them all day and give them this, but if they can't see that in the teachers that's teaching them, how can they believe it if you don't believe it?
Yeah. And I like what Ms. Bryson said about love, because let me tell you, when I worked there in 2003, that I saw a lot of teachers that didn't really love the students, and
or even getting up in the morning and coming to work.
Right. And I saw that a lot, and I saw it, and the children saw it, because the children, I don't know if y'all know this, but children are like adults. Like if there's a cool teacher, they're gonna speak amongst themselves and say, "Hey, Mr. Cheeks, he's a pretty cool teacher. Blah, blah, blah. He does this, he can dance, he do this and that." I use myself an example because I was the cool teacher.
And Mr. Cheeks,
Yes.
you are a good radio producer.
Do we have a best friend? Can we be best friends? Because you are amazing.
I got millions of them.
You got the personality that everybody loves. I'm sure you do.
Pretty much everybody in school.
Just so you know, you have taken over this interview, okay? And I'm worried about my seat over here now because you're doing so well, okay? But no, don't apologize. That's a compliment to you because you're doing an absolutely excellent job. Now, where was I? But love is really important. And like I said, when the children don't see that, they don't feel it, they don't see it, and they're going to talk about that with other students. So just be aware of that, teachers out there listening. Now, you all also mentioned that you have a rigorous academic curriculum.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
I mean, so many pieces around rigor, which I feel like has become like a buzzword. I think at the end of the day, we are really committed to our scholars having choice-filled lives. If that's a choice into college, we're here behind them at Kipp to support them all the way through college. So to and through college is what we believe. Or to and through your career of your dreams.
Gotcha.
And so when you think about like, well, how do we make sure every scholar who walks through our doors has access to their choices? Because we want our students to get 15 acceptance letters to college and maybe then be like, you know what? I actually really want to pursue this dream. And make that choice. But not to have rejection letters or not even be like, even take the steps to apply. And so we really think about, well, what does that need? And we pull it all the way down through kindergarten. That starts with skills in communication, in writing. You can speak all you want, but when you write it down, you have deep power in the pen.
Absolutely.
And so that's how you're conveying your ideas. And so our scholars work on writing starting in kindergarten and build up to persuasive essays in middle school, analyzing. There's so much media content these days, like analyzing sources, political cartoons, deciding, well, what does that mean? What is the news that's coming through? Is it fake news? Like, what is this? And thinking exactly like, okay, here's my stance on this for the world. Here's what I believe, and here's how I can support it with evidence. And so a lot of our classwork is around communicating effectively what we've learned. We believe in like transferable skills, so it's not just memorizing a formula. I can think of so many math formulas I memorized. Like I think there's a KFC method, like keep it, flip it, change it. I can't tell you the context for that, nor could I do it again, I don't think. So our scholars are learning like, well, wait, here's the problem I have. How do I go about solving that?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I can manipulate this fraction to get like denominators because I know that I can combine like denominators, or and then able to like actually articulate like the answer to that word problem or that answer to that challenge. And that's real critical thinking.
Okay.
Engineering design projects, coding and robotics, like that is where the world's going. And so our scholars have access to that as early as we can build it in. You've heard Malik in first grade's coding.
Yeah.
Our middle schoolers are going to have robotics and engineering classes and video game design. I know.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that yet.
Wow.
He's going to be more sold on middle school now.
Is there an age limit to enroll at Kipp? Because I think I want to go.
Come join us, Mr. Cheeks. Come on in.
Mr.
Open
Cheeks.
door.
What's up, Malik?
You know, I wish we had, like you said, if the children can't feel the teachers, you know, happiness.
Right.
And kids need more happiness at school than the worstness, because the sadness is making kids not want to come, and we need kids to come so they can grow. And we are not trying to harm anybody. All we're trying to do is help you grow. And when we try to grow our brains, we're actually growing our brains because our teachers are showing us happiness and how to do it. And with Miss Reed and Miss Darby, they helped me a lot.
Those are your teachers, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And Kipp Soul, like I said, we're a team and we're a family. We do not give up on any of our soulmates. If we do, we're not taking care. Like, we have to take care of each other because that's what soulmates do. And when we do that, it's like, whoa, like,
Yeah, I know.
mind blown.
No, you are blowing my mind, sir. Every time you open your mouth, I'm more and more impressed with you. Okay, and everything that you just said is based in love.
Yeah.
Okay,
It is.
that's why your mom over here tearing up
Yeah.
and crying up, because that was
Well, because it's what he actually feels.
Right.
You know, no one
I can see that.
No one can tell him that. He
Right.
feels that. This is a direct product in correlation to the education that he's receiving at Kipp Soul, and I'm so happy that I took the chance and I applied when he was in pre-K, and I said, you know what, this is what I want for my baby. And he got in,
Yes.
and just to see how much he's growing and knowing that this is only the beginning, it's amazing. And I just want that for all of our children, like for them to experience that type of love and to want to be in that building. Because I remember as a child just not always feeling like I was being seen, or that the teachers cared, or you know, that they wanted to be there.
Right.
And you know, if you have things going on in the background, you don't want to have it going on in the foreground too when you're at school. You know, like we just want to build that love, build that confidence. Like Miss Bryson was saying, with that rigor comes confidence.
Yes.
The more you give, the more you're able to build on those skills, and you're building and building and building. We don't want to build false hope.
right. Yeah.
We don't want to fluff grades. We don't want you to go to college and think that you can handle it, and then you get there and it's like a whole shock.
Yeah.
That happened to me. You know, my freshman year in college was like the toughest, because I really thought that I was really prepared because I made good grades.
Right.
And I thought I knew what I needed to know, but I had to like really even like learn more, and it was a blow to my confidence. And so the fact that we're able to give them that and give them what they need at a younger age and make sure that they really have those tools, like you can, there's no end to the possibilities just by giving those opportunities at an earlier age.
Right.
You know, people look at, you know, the term rigor and they, you know, it scares them. It's like, oh no, like my baby can't handle that.
Right.
No, They can. They just need the opportunity to. They just need to be presented with it. Mm-hmm. You know, the earlier you get that exposure, the more time you have to master it. Right. You know, and I want that for our kids, and like just. I mean, you know, this is my son, yes, but just knowing that he feels that way about school, like that means that, you know, like I made the right choice.
Oh, most definitely. You definitely made the right choice. And I need you to quit with the waterworks before you make my eyes start sweating. Okay? All right, a couple more questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. Miss Bryson.
Yeah.
What is off-campus learning?
I'm going to let Malik chime in here in a moment, but I mean, this idea that learning doesn't just happen inside four walls that we call a classroom. Learning at all times, right?
Exactly.
It's playing a video game at night, you're learning. It's reading. I was always reading by flashlight at night in the bed. Like, that's learning. And it's this idea that our community of Atlanta is so rich with history and opportunities and exposure for our scholars. I mean, even this is a learning. This is an after school and extended learning opportunity for Malik right here. He's seeing how radio and podcasts work.
Yes.
And so it's this, like, we want to make sure that our scholars have just as much opportunities throughout the city and the country.
Right.
And so we create opportunities for our scholars to go on college tours, go see Morehouse and Spelman, go down to Florida and see the coast there. I know, some more things coming down the road for middle school. Go to DC, see the Capitol, see what happens in politics, and intern there. We have alumni who are in intern trips on the Hill. But like during the school months, the goal is as many field trips or field lessons for exposure points.
Okay.
It helps to really tie in what they're learning in the classroom, you know, by making it more relatable. They're able to see it and experience it in action. And so that's why we have those field lessons.
Okay. That's excellent.
And
what was your favorite field lesson?
When we went to the safari.
Yeah.
I actually knew you were going to say that.
You remember, you should have saw me. I got caught. I got close to a peacock. She told me.
A peacock?
Yeah, and it actually fanned me. It actually hit
fanned
me.
you?
No, it actually hit me. I was like, what is this lady doing?
Real life learning about peacocks.
Real life.
Up close and personal.
And Mr. Cheeks.
Yes, sir.
A shout out to you. You are doing a I can't even say it. Like, you are a great man. You are doing broadcasts. I think every morning I'm hearing you. Like, you're doing everything that you can to bring up what we can learn and what you can do. And you're showing the world that you can do anything. I promise you. You always want to hear your voice.
Bruh.
Sounds of freedom.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Shameless plug. Sounds of freedom.
You really trying to make my eyes sweat, bro. And I don't want my eyes to sweat while I'm on YouTube. Okay? So please. I had that happen once with some young men that were on my show, and you trying to make me do it again.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm telling the truth, though.
I appreciate that, sir. And you, Mr. President, I'm voting for you. I promise you. Okay.
Please vote for me when I get older.
I will.
Or else I'll take all your money.
Oh, wow. I'll take the money. All right. 2 more questions and we're going to wrap this up.
Yay.
Sorry. Ms. Bryson, what are family partnerships and why is it important that families are active partners in their scholars' education?
Yeah, I think so. Ms. Lyles definitely touched on some of these opportunities already. I mean, at the end of the day, we have an open door policy.
Okay.
The school is our school. And so every family member is welcome into the building from the very first thing in the morning, which is eating breakfast with your scholar and reading to them during literacy time. That's both at the primary school and within our middle school. To events and open So we have academic events where it's like literacy night, and we have tons of stations to learn about bringing reading to life, or supporting reading comprehension, or math nights where you're learning what's happening in 6th grade math. This math looks different than how I remember. And like, how do you support your scholar at home? To open conversations where families are sitting around a board table with us and having conversations about, okay, so this isn't going quite the way we want it to. What do we do to solve this? And sometimes those are issues that we see within the school, and sometimes those are things that our family members are bringing up in that space, and we're problem solving. It's this idea that, again, it's our school.
Yes.
And it's part of our core values. Part of community is our family members, and part of love is the voices of each of our people. You passing notes in this class? the love notes. He's adopting our full value of love.
I need you to sign that for me, because I have a wall, a little thing I get from students, and I'm going to put that in there. So, look, man,
that's my new surgery. MA.
MA, thank you. What does MA stand for?
Malik.
Just MA. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
I got you. Okay. So, how can people contact you if they're interested in enrolling, and when are your next open houses?
Yes. So you can call us, you can email us, you can DM us on Instagram. Any way you can find us on Facebook. Any way you want to contact us. We'll give you specific contact information as well.
Okay.
But I will plug, we do have an open house tomorrow night. I can't believe this week is already going by so fast. So Wednesday night, It is the Community of Love night. I'm so excited. We're going to be making Valentine's cards for ourselves, so spreading love to ourselves and our own families. And we're also going to be making Valentine's cards to deliver to those who live in shelters around the city. So going out into our community and sharing Valentine's Day cards, and there will be an open house and tours, and so come out and feel the love with us. 5:00 tomorrow night, Wednesday. That is February 12th. Yes.
12th, yes.
Losing track of these days in February.
12th, yes.
And then, Miss Lyles, you ready to give your phone number over the radio?
Ooh.
Call Miss Lyles.
Call me.
You want to give an email address or something?
No, we have cell phones that were provided, so that way we're really accessible to our families.
Okay.
So I can be reached at 470-453-3005. Again, that's 470-453-3005. You can call, you can text, you can email at tlyles, which is TLYLES at kippmetroatlanta.org. TLYLES at metroatlanta.org.
And you can also just come by. Every staff member in our school is ready to greet anybody who wants to learn more about our school, take you on tours, share information. Come hang out with us any day.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all for hanging out with me today.
Thank you for inviting us all.
Seriously.
This has been very thoroughly enlightening. You all spoke very well. You all provided excellent information about your school and what you guys are doing and what you're about. And I really hope, how many, you said you were starting with 200 seats for 5th and 6th grade?
200 seats for 5th and 6th grade.
And you're trying to get that filled by March 15th?
March 15th is the last day to put your name on the list. So definitely head to kippmetroatlanta.org /enroll or the enroll tab there and apply. And this is such an honor for all of us who are part of building a founding school to be part of our community and to create another educational opportunity and a place of choice for family members and for scholars to opt into. And so thank you for creating this opportunity for us to share a choice for the city.
Yes.
And to, let us all know what's on Malik's full heart every day. So we all got the warm and fuzzies.
Yes.
This is what it's all about. So
and if you'd like to join us on the primary side with our K, 1st, and 2nd grade classes, you can also visit the same website, kippmetroatlanta.org, and select Kipp Soul Primary, which is our elementary. And again, if you'd like to join us for our 5th or 6th grade class, you'll select Kipp Soul Academy. Either way, we want you at Kipp Soul.
Either way, they want you at Kipp Soul. Even if you got that little stalking like Miss Lyle did to get her children in there, make sure you get them in there. You know what I mean? Okay, again, thank you very much. Much respect, much love. You all did an excellent job. I appreciate that. Now, before we close out the show, I have to do my Scholars of the Week. Okay, my first Scholar of the Week goes to 9-year-old Torianne Beckford. She's a student at Macaulay Primary in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Shout out to Jamaica. Mr. O, one of the producers, he's from Jamaica. She won by correctly spelling the word Uvavorite. Uvavorite. I know you don't know what it means or what it is because I didn't know what it was. So it's spelled Uvarovite. Uvavorite. There were tons of loud cheers in the studio, television studio when she won. And Miss Beckford says that she felt really stupendous and brilliant after her win. And she went on to say, she said when she went on stage, she just had to apply what she studied and she would get the words. Okay. Yes. She says, Miss Torianne Beckford says she wants to be the next Jody Ann Maxwell. I had no idea who that was, so I had to teach myself in a teachable moment. Jody Ann Maxwell was from Kingston, Jamaica, and she was the 1998 Scripps National Spelling Bee champion. Oh, wow. So that is something.
Did you say spelling bee?
Spelling bee, I did. So shout out to
can you tell me up for spelling bee?
Shout out to Torianne Beckford. And my next and last Scholar of the Week goes to a young man. He goes to a young man who is quite intelligent. He is a founding scholar of Kipp Soul Academy. And his birthday is on February 13th. So shout out to Mr. Malik Curtis.
Yes.
Malik Curtis. Happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. We ain't got time for that. All right. Well, happy birthday,
no,
sir.
I gotta cut us off mid-tune. Come on.
I know you got somewhere to be. But happy birthday, sir. I wish you the best. How old are you going to be?
7.
7. Okay. And you already told mom and dad what you want for?
I want a robot that can listen to my obeys.
Listen to your command?
Yes. So like it can give me cereal.
Oh, you want a big robot that can do chores and stuff for you?
So he's first employee.
And then
Your first
what did you want to
employee.
start?
What?
What did you want? What did you ask me to start for your birthday?
You asked him to start me a YouTube channel.
Oh, this is a good start to get started on a YouTube channel.
And she for my YouTube channel, she suggested life lessons. I said nope, Nerf guns.
Oh, okay. All right. So
maybe my brothers can do life lessons. I'm going to do Nerf guns.
Got you. All right. Well, happy birthday to you, sir.
And
congrats on your YouTube and all your business endeavors that you want to go on.
Did I win? Never mind.
You're a real character. You got a lot of personality. And I see you doing well in radio, in TV, and as a president. Okay? You can do all that. Because one of our presidents used to be an actor. Ronald Reagan. You didn't know that, did you?
Wait, you talking about President Obama?
Yes. No, not him.
Former
okay, let me close out. Thank you all for tuning in to WCEG talkradio.com, Conversation and Education. We are off next week and we'll be back on February 25th, I believe the date is. So make sure you turn in. We'll have another great, spectacular show for you. I don't know if anything can follow this up because these Kipp people, they came in here ready with their stuff, and this young man is just going to take over the world. I can already see it. But thank you all for tuning in. Thank my guests, the Kipp community, Miss Amy Bryson, Malik Curtis, and Miss Treasure Lyles. That is not spelled like treasure. But thank you to listening to Conversation and Education. We'll see you on the 25th. Peace.
Peace out.